3, 2, 1.
Hey
Hey, Megan.
everybody, hello. Welcome to the Drop Bag Podcast. This is Megan here with Kelly, and this is, I guess, sort of a second edition, like a spin on our last episode. So, last episode, if you guys caught it, we talked about speed work. So, a little bit of speed work stuff, some of our favorite workouts, what we like to do to get a little speed work into our ultra training or marathon training or anything like that. So today we're going to do some of the longer run workouts. We're going to talk about what we like to do for long runs, how we like to put that into our training, and um, and I guess finish off that talk about our favorite workouts in training. So we didn't really get to that because we of course, went off and talked a really long time about the speed stuff. So we decided to split it up into 2 episodes for you guys. Um, so, um, before we talk about the long run stuff, did you have a drop bag item for us, Kelly? If you don't, I have
Oh,
one.
man.
If you don't, I
Okay, last time I was talking about how I just wanted everything and was getting nothing.
yes.
And so I did get a few things that I am enjoying. One, I got a new Janji top. It's kind of like goes to, I don't know, what are those tops that they don't go all the way down, but they're like
Waist
3
length?
quarters?
Like waist length, like right at the top of your
Yeah,
pants?
yeah. So, it could be worn as a shirt or a sports bra or however you want to, but it's got the phone pocket in the back between
Oh,
the
yeah.
shoulders, and more, those are just becoming kind of essential to me. I always wear one where I can put my phone back there unless I'm doing something in the gym and can, like, have my phone on the floor or wherever. So, like, as I'm buying replacements for different sports bras and things like that, I'm like, "Get the pocket between the shoulders." It just
I've
comes in
I've
handy.
never tried one of those before.
What?
It you're f So, I know we've talked about this before too, where you put your
Okay.
phone in your side in, like, your shorts, and it rubs. Does it do that in
Right?
between your shoulder blades?
No. Megan, I didn't know you hadn't ever
I
used
know,
one of
I
those.
see them all the time. I'm literally like, "This
Oh
would
my goodness,
be so
okay.
cool," but I've never tried one.
So, do you always okay, let's say you're just going out for, like, an 8 miler,
Uh-huh.
easy, whatever run. Do you wear your belt and take your phone that way?
Yeah, either that or I still put them in my shorts. So, the shorts, the
Oh
phone
my
starts to
gosh.
rub after, like, an hour or
Yeah.
so is when I start to
Okay,
feel the
so if you're
phone rub.
less than that,
So if I'm going for, like, an hour, hour and a half, I'll still put my phone in
you're
my
fine.
pockets, and then if I start to feel it, I'll just switch it to the other pocket on the other
Oh,
side,
girl, you gotta stop.
or I'll wear a belt.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I get to influence you.
Okay,
Like,
so now you're
I
gonna
get
link the Janji shirt, because I like
yes,
that
okay,
length
so
too, because that's the other thing, I don't always wanna wear a crop. Sometimes I wanna be, like, covered completely,
okay.
and the
Yeah,
Janji
yeah,
one
sure.
covers, there's no, like, stomach showing?
No, this one is a crop,
Okay,
so
okay, so there's a little bit.
okay, I love this. Oh my gosh, I love this for you because I don't care if the phone hasn't even stopped rubbing or started rubbing or not, like, I hear you, you've kinda got this hour window where
Mhm.
it's okay. It's still not great. Like, I don't like having things on my legs too. It's like, gosh, that's just, like, the wrong place to put something because that's what I'm trying to use. Like, I need my legs free. So,
Okay.
I have worn all different kinds of the pocket in the back between the shoulder blade. It you don't even know your phone is there. It's awesome. Um, I have gotten just cheap ones off of Amazon. They're
Mhm.
great. I think they're like 20 bucks.
Okay.
So, I have had these ones I bought off of Amazon for probably 3 years. I wear them every
Wow.
week.
Okay.
Like, they're just good, got the pocket, and that's it's a sports bra, so you can put a shirt, anything you
Over it.
want over the top, like you normally would. Um, I have bought ones from Rabbit has a few.
Mhm. I've seen
Uh,
those.
what's that
They're called the
brand?
Crusher?
Wastel?
Yeah, Wazelle.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like them too.
Oiselle has some. Okay, the only one that I bought that didn't work, oh, what brand was it? I bought it off of Title IX. You know, they're kind of like a catalog of sports clothes.
Yes.
I don't remember the brand, but they had put the phone pocket
In the
in
middle.
front, and I thought, "Oh, well, that's easy, like, it'll just
Convenient.
be right there close." And I don't have a lot of stuff that's bouncing around up front, but my phone was like, "Boink."
Oh my god.
So,
Not no.
yeah,
Okay.
so don't buy the ones in front, they don't
Right.
work. The one in back is just I love it, like, it's it doesn't rub, it's, like, in this spot on your body that just isn't moving when you run, you know? It's
Okay.
just, like, it's so stable right there. They don't bounce out. I have one from Brooks as well, and I've had some that are, like, a deeper pocket or a more shallow pocket, some that have, like, a little kind of a pocket fold over the top.
To keep it in.
They've all worked. Like,
Huh.
I haven't had one in that spot that doesn't work.
Okay. And the Janji one you like?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
good. It does have a deeper pocket,
Okay.
which I'm not sure I love. It's fine,
Mhm.
but it
You can
takes a
still
little
reach
bit
it?
more to, like,
Okay.
yeah, rather than a shallower one, uh, that wouldn't make or break it for me, like, I
Yeah.
can still get it. It just some are a little more shallow, so they're a little easier to get, but
I'm gonna have to get one now.
oh, you are.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
like you just load up on Christmas, girl.
I'm telling you, like, I've seen it so many times, and I've seen the Janji one, I've seen the Oiselle ones and the, rabbit one. I'd like, it's like I'm targeted with the ads on Instagram, and I always am because it constantly shows up, and I look at it, and I pull it up, and I look, and I'm like, "Oh, that looks really great," and I've just never, like, jumped the gun, like, never gotten it. So now I'm gonna influence I'll put it on my Christmas list. Or maybe my husband will listen to this, and he'll be like, "Idea."
Just, like, send it you know how you share the episode?
Right?
Share.
That's
You
what I
just have
gotta
to
do.
listen to the first 5 minutes, babe.
Yeah, that's it, and then you can turn it off.
Okay, just since we're on this topic, my Brooks one, it has the pocket in back. It's got pockets on the sides as well,
Oh,
which
like,
I didn't know if I was gonna like that because I thought, "Oh, like,
it'll
rubbing
rub.
potential, who knows?" I ran the Houston Marathon in that sports bra, used the phone,
Uh-huh,
bing, and I put nutrition 2, gels in the side pockets. It worked. I didn't
and you didn't even
chafe, I
feel
didn't
it.
rub. I don't train with it like that. Like, that
Mhm.
was the only time I've ever
Have you
used it
done it?
like that, and it worked. Um, but that was interesting too, like, maybe
I've
using
seen
those
those as
pockets.
well, and I'm always like, "I wonder if my arm would hit that, like, when I'm running."
Mine didn't.
No? Okay.
Yeah, at least not on that magical
Yeah.
marathon,
I'm
so
gonna have to try one. I'll have to get one that has all of the pockets so that I can try all of the things with one top.
well, there's also another top, I think I've seen it by Bandit, that
Mhm.
running brand is called Bandit, where they've got, like, kind of like 4 pockets across the bottom
Yeah.
of the race of the top, and I think it'd work. Like,
Yeah.
I would definitely check that out
Yeah. I've seen
because
Bandit
it's
too.
almost like you don't need a belt then, depending on how far you're going.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I haven't bought that one is because it didn't also have the phone pocket. I was like, "I want the
Oh,
phone pocket plus those, like, 4 little pockets along the bottom." That would be
that
amazing.
would be,
I
yeah.
would get that.
Yeah. I'll have to go try. On the
Yeah.
list.
Okay. There you go.
On the Christmas list. Yay. Um, well, I don't think I've ever mentioned this as a drop bag item, but I, when I started doing races that would go into the nighttime, like, I think I tried a headlamp, once or twice in my training, and I liked it, it was okay, but then I saw a lot of the waist lamp stuff, and I think I
Mhm.
saw, Callie Vinson on Instagram talk about she likes the waist lamp, and she likes
Mhm.
the, how it, like, shines the light from, like, lower down in your body, so it just creates, like, a
Right.
different perspective. So I got the Ultraspire, the same waist lamp. I don't know if it's the same, model, but, so I had gotten the Ultra I actually bought it show and tell, the Ultraspire waist lamp. This is the 600 lumen, 5.0, and I've worn it I just wore it twice recently, which is why it kinda, like, made me think of this as a drop bag item. So I wore it on the 50-mile overnight race that I did, just a couple weeks ago, and it lasted the whole race. So it lasted me like 8 hours. Um, and a lot of it was on the high setting, and then I kind of realized it was on the high
Mhm.
setting, and I didn't know what my lifespan was because I'd never really run even the 100 milers and stuff. I've always finished in enough time to like not have to use this like through the whole night. So,
Mhm.
so I was like, well, I wonder how much life it has. And so it lasted me the whole 50 miler. And then just last weekend, I paced my friend Chris at his 100 miler, and we were out there for a little over 12 hours, and it lasted the whole time and we were on I was on a medium setting because I wanted to see, and it still lasted the entire time and, like, really good, and I love it. It's comfy, um, so, like, super impressed by it. I've never had it, like, do me wrong, so the fact that it lasted that long, um, and especially now with me going into my last man standing this weekend, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be really good, so it'll last me that long." And then I actually just recently bought a new battery, so this is the battery that goes in it. It's just one. It's just like a giant battery. It's an Ultraspire battery that fits in it, and so I bought a spare battery because you can buy the
Okay.
spare batteries, so I'm gonna charge that up, so I know I have, like, 2 full nights just in, like, this thing with the battery, should I need it. Which is, like, to me is I mean, you can also charge it with a cord and stuff, but that's just super convenient to be able to, like, have a spare battery in there and just, like, pop it
Mhm.
out, put it in, keep going, and not have to worry about not having light out there because that's just, like, worst case scenario is, like, when your light goes out. That's awful.
Yeah, I
So,
absolutely that's my number one, um, fear
yeah.
ever is, like, being out there without a light. So I'm glad that you had a good
Yeah.
experience, and I feel like you should buy 5 batteries.
I know,
Like
right? I,
like,
like
just
yeah, just
I
have
mean,
them stocked.
last man standing is unknown,
Yeah.
like, every time, like,
Yeah, yeah, and
could
you can
be
charge it with a
multiple
cord
nights.
too, so but yeah,
Yeah,
just set yeah, then these are super cheap, they're, like, not that expensive, and so if you just buy a
okay.
whole bunch of them, I will say they take a long time to charge. So,
Yeah.
I got this thing, like, just in the mail the other day, and it was on all day long charging. So, it takes
Uh,
a chunk of hours, I would say, like, 6 to 8 hours to charge up. But, I mean,
wow.
to me, that slow charge is, like, the good charge. So,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, who cares?
um
Put it on there, go to work, and,
Yep, yep,
you know, you're good.
and so, yeah, so super impressed, and this will be coming with me, this weekend
Oh my gosh!
for my race
Okay, so what are you doing to get ready? Like, what else do you have that you're,
that I'm like
preparing for this weekend?
yeah, I mean, I started a little bit today. I don't know if you're like me or, like, who else is like this. I can't start packing too early because I get nervous, anxious, excited when I pack, and so if I start packing too early, I get, like, anxious too early. So
It sets in, yeah.
So I have to do other things. So literally I spent the whole day yesterday decorating my house for Christmas. And so
Aw,
so I can't
good.
pack yet because it's Wednesday, my race I leave on Friday. So I'll start packing a little bit tonight and then tomorrow the day before is usually like my big
Okay.
pack day. And which I don't know is if that's right cuz maybe you should give yourself some time if you like forget so I don't know, but I can't
Mm,
do it too early. So, I did actually before we got on, I started packing up some of my snacks. I ran by the store and just made sure, like, I had the snacks I wanted.
okay,
Um,
that's a good thing to do, is,
yeah.
like, do your kind of, like, nutrition shopping because sometimes, like, the store might not have something, you might have to go to a different store, and
Mhm.
that can be tricky.
Yeah, or you go and then you realize, like, hours later or the next day, you're like, "Oh, I forgot that thing," or
Right,
something
and
like
you gotta go
and then
back.
yeah. So, I did do that. I packed up my snacks in a box. I started, like, collecting the clear boxes, to, like, keep the moisture out and stuff. We have a bunch of them we put supplies in the garage, so I just started, like,
Oh, okay.
taking out garage tools from some of the boxes. You're like, "Oh, I'm gonna put some
Okay.
stuff in there because I want the boxes so that the dew, like, doesn't
Yeah, that
get
might be
in."
a cool way. I was just thinking, like, to have your race boxes, and actually, I kind of have that. Like, I have this big, it's just like the REI travel duffel where you can turn it into a backpack, but, like,
Mhm.
I use this duffel for every like, camping and racing because it will f I can put my sleeping bag in there and, like, all of my gear, and
Yep.
so I actually just, like, keep a lot of my gear, like, a lot of my, bladders and, like, backpacky kind of stuff just, like, in there in my closet all the time, and
Mhm.
so whenever I have a race or something, I kinda, like, drag that out and, like, go through everything, and, but it might that's cool maybe to have, like, some race storage where you just have those kind of items, like, tucked away ready in these bins and
Yeah. And
helps with the process a little
it
bit.
I had to sort of, like, rethink some strategy because we have our drop bags that we sell, and so
Yeah.
normally I use them as, like, my dry bags and to make sure everything inside stays dry and there's enough space. And I have my shoes and them in there, but I have I'm bringing multiple pairs of clothing and things,
Yeah.
for the race, and I want them almost, like, in a container where I can where they're, like, laid out for me, so I can have, like,
Mhm.
a container, like a little that has the clips that come o and
Well, it's beach
of winter
ready, so you
gear,
can
of,
kinda
like
see.
yeah, of, like, arm sleeves or gloves, like, a headbands or hats or, like, things like that. I want them, like, all together in, like, a bin so that when I come in, I only have, like, 5, 10 minutes, and I'm like, "Oh, my ears are cold." Like, I know exactly
Mhm.
what I'm
Okay,
going for. That so I'm just
love
trying to
that.
make it as easy as possible, I guess, for myself to find things mostly because there's gonna be so many things. And so I have,
Yeah.
like, a box of snacks. I have, like, a box of like, layers and, like, gloves and hat and stuff like that. Um, so that's sort of what I'm doing now is, like, getting those boxes out. I packed
I love that. I think that's a great way to, like, show up at a race,
Mhm.
that kind of race where it
Yes.
definitely like a last man standing technique is
Yes,
just to kind of
definitely,
have
yeah. You
everything
wouldn't be
out.
doing
Yeah,
that
like
for
that.
a normal race, like a normal
Right.
yeah, so this I kinda have to rework the way I'm, um,
Yeah. I
uh,
I think that it's a
planning.
great you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Megan, I'm just realizing your hair looks awesome because you're tapering, aren't you?
That's
Like, your hair as opposed to this.
you got me. Because when you're not running a lot, you can have nice hair.
Yes, and your hair looks amazing. I mean, like, I'm not even with you, but in the camera, it's so shiny
Thank you,
and
'cause it's
looks
clean.
beautiful.
Because it's actually clean and it's been washed this week.
Oh my gosh, you're making me look bad. I have full so I just went and did my treadmill threshold that I talked about last time,
Mhm.
and, I fully intended to, like, shower and clothe myself, but I didn't time it. I didn't give
Just
myself enough time, so
I'm telling you, that is why, like, I would say if you were to see me on any given day, not 90% of the time, my hair will be wrapped up in this bun and probably wet, but and that's just how I live my life. But yes,
well,
this is
and
taper hair.
when you
This yeah, this is taper
taper in,
hair.
like, all your glory.
Yep. Yep, and this'll last to the race. So the race, so this I can then just, like, throw back in a ponytail so that I have, like,
Yeah.
semi decent pretty hair to run in for the race,
Okay, right.
and it will yeah, and now I can yeah, this'll stay pretty
And then
clean,
you're gonna destroy it
and then
in
I'll
your race.
destroy it, but then it'll be ready to be
And then after
washed
the first
anyway.
20 miles.
Yep, yep. Uh,
Oh my goodness. I am so excited for your race.
yes.
Okay, um, I was thinking about those, like, 5 minutes when you come in and you've gotta, like, dig through stuff and find stuff, but also rest, but also eat, and I
Mhm.
think you said that your husband's going to this race with you, is that right?
Yes, for, um, the second half of it, kind of. So he's not gonna
Oh,
be there initially, so the race starts Saturday morning. And so in the beginning, like all of Saturday up until the evening time, it's just gonna be me. We have dogs at
oh,
home, so we got a dog sitter for, Saturday night and potentially Sunday night, depending on how long it actually goes for. So, so he's just gonna come, like, later in Saturday so that we don't need somebody for Friday too. And honestly, like, in the beginning, most of the races I go to, I'm just solo. Like, I can take care of myself for the first 12 hours, like, easy. I don't need somebody to hand me food or, like, take
right.
yeah. Hmm?
Like, This race is so tricky though, because you have, like, 5, 10 minutes
Mhm.
to, like,
Yeah.
keep it
Just
together.
yeah, I feel like in the beginning I feel like in the beginning, though, up until you hit that, like, nighttime thing, like, you just grab a
Yeah.
snack. I'm gonna have water bottles and stuff. You just grab something to drink, and it's I feel like I'm not gonna need a whole lot more than that. I'm not gonna be changing a whole lot, really. I'm not gonna need, like, layers. I'm not gonna be as needy, I think, until
Oh, sure.
the nighttime hours, so I can
Okay.
definitely take care that's like stopping at an aid station for I mean, I don't even stop at aid stations for 5 or 10 minutes. Like, you know me,
No, you
like,
don't.
that's so
No,
I
you
feel like I
don't. I
can
know you.
I feel like I can definitely get
This girl
myself
doesn't stop.
So, yeah, so he's gonna come Saturday, evening time, and then make sure I'm good, like, through Saturday night and into the next day and everything, and then, we'll see where it goes from that. So, I mean, I'm anticipating I mean, I guess you always have to anticipate going for a very long time. In the past, it
Yeah.
hasn't gone into the 2nd night. Um, I'm hoping I mean, that would be really cool if it did, if I could last that long. So we'll see the so I have that in the back of my brain that that could be a potential, but based on past years, um, it would end before that night. So then he would just stay and, like, help me through the day on Sunday, and then, but we'll see. So he will be there
Right.
for some of it.
You you are reminding me of that race I paced you, and I just remember looking up at the aid station, and you're, like, waiting for me, and I was like, like, "Go, Megan, like, don't wait for me."
Which
But that is
I
how you
didn't even
roll.
care. Yeah, I didn't even care.
You
I
do
was
not
just waiting
stop.
because I can't really, like, eat that food necessarily. So
I know, no,
I was totally fine with it.
I know
I
you were, but I was amazed. I was like, "Oh, okay, we're not stopping."
That's funny because I got a taste of that. I got a little bit of a taste about how you felt pacing me this past weekend when I paced my friend Chris. So we would come in and he got to the point, like, later in the race where they had quesadillas. And so that was, like, a go-to, um, aid station food item that he wanted, was quesadillas. So I would get his bottle filled up and go grab quesadillas, but then he would kinda, like, keep running, and
Ugh,
I would just catch up, like, with his quesadillas and, like, his so that he could, like, just keep his feet going because I think he was just like, "I need to just keep moving because
yeah.
he was his
Wow,
yeah,
okay.
so I had so I had that, we came in to, like, the start finish aid station and, so he, like, went around and the plan beforehand was for me to get his bottle filled and to get his quesadilla, so I go and he just keeps going, and the aid station volunteers are like, "You better catch up to your runner, girl, he's outrunning you." And I'm like, "I'm trying."
I know.
Like, but I felt bad because but that was that situation where he just wanted to keep going, and so I was like, "Keep going, like,
Yeah,
I'll get your stuff."
for sure.
But I had that little bit of a taste of, like I was like, "This is how Kelly felt when she was,
Yeah,
like, feeling bad."
taster duty.
Mhm. Yep. So, but that was a fun
Yeah,
time too.
that's so fun. Well, I'm going to look forward very much to chatting with you
Yes.
after your race.
Yes, and for anybody watching, I'm gonna throw a little shout out in here to, Philip. So he has a podcast. He's part of Texas Outlaw Elite, and so, he's a fantastic runner, and he has a podcast too. It's called, Infinite Endurance, I believe. Um, I'll give you the link so you can post it, but he's gonna be live broadcasting it.
Well,
So yeah, which is super cool. So he's gonna go on and he's gonna do the whole race. He's gonna live broadcast. So
gosh, I'll be tuning in.
yeah, so tune in, you can follow us all.
So fun.
And so
Okay,
but
cool. I like that. Thank
yeah,
you for
yeah.
sharing.
So but yeah, we're gonna go I'm gonna hopefully run long. Run far.
Maybe new distance, right?
Yeah, yeah, that is the goal. I mean, right now I have 100 milers, so I know if you hit 150, you get this really sweet buckle. So if someone else could last with me until 150,
Oh, true,
I would very
yeah.
much that
That's
would be
the
cool.
trick.
That's the
The
also
trick.
the hard part is that, like, you have your
Yep.
goals in your mind, like, to hit 150 would be super cool, like, I would love that challenge for myself, but it's only if there's other people willing to go that distance too with you, so, um,
And it could go under, like,
it
if
absolutely
and
could.
not the enough people show up to get to 100 even,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
would kind of be maybe frustrating. I didn't even think about, like, kind of having to deal with not getting to do what you had hoped.
yeah.
That's a whole 'nother thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think that'll be a problem this year. So in the past, it's called the Backlands is the race. Texas Outlaw puts it on. And in the past, they've limited it to I want to say like 35-ish runners or something, some number around that number, 35, 36. And they originally had that again for this year, and then they sent out a, little, like, poll to the entrance saying, like, "How would you feel if we opened it up to even more people entrance this year?" I'm guessing the majority was yes, because they did. So they opened it up. I wanna say it's, like, 60 slots now. So it's, like, almost twice, like, the entrance that
Yeah.
they have. So which increases, I guess, your pool of people and who can potentially run further. So, and you have some, like, people on there that have done Moab and stuff. So, there are people that can get in some miles. So,
Okay, I think you're good, girl. You're gonna do it.
yeah,
You're gonna
so
get
that
that
would be really
150.
cool to,
Oh my
go
gosh,
more
that is so
miles this
exciting.
year than they have. I think I wanna say in the past, I wanna say they went up to, like, maybe 120? Or a little bit under
Mhm.
that, that would be the I don't know if it's somewhere like 110, 120, something like that. I
Okay.
don't really remember, but it so that's as only as far as it's gone, because I guess the other thing is that it's like that little bit of a, the distance isn't quite a yard, it's like a Texas-sized yard, so it's 4.5 miles, the loop,
Okay.
instead of the 4.127,
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's
whatever it is.
significant
It
though.
is, it is. That's like another 2 minutes-ish, depending on what you're doing, like,
Mhm.
onto their loop. So,
Yeah.
so it
Wow.
creates a
Okay.
little bit of like a little wrench in there, but, um,
Mhm.
so we'll see. 150 would be cool. I'm throwing it out there. That's at least my goal. I would like to at least hit that if other people will do that too. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But, yeah, so running
Okay,
far.
wait, oh, wait. It's Backlands,
Yes.
but where is it, located?
Gordonville, Texas. Yeah. It's up north Texas, like, north of Dallas.
Oh, okay.
Up along the border, I guess, like, on the Red River or something like up there, so
Oh, wow, that's way north then, huh?
yeah, yeah, I think it is, but so yeah, and the weather looks good, so fingers crossed. Should have a good run.
Right. And look, it's right on, the big mineral arm lake.
Oh, there you go. Right, isn't it north of Dallas? Pretty sure it is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep, right, just straight north.
yep, so
Cool. Okay.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, so, I
Oh,
mean,
no, yeah, and it's right on the border,
yeah, yeah, it's
ma'am.
right up there. Yep.
Okay, cool. I love racing, and I love racing where I live. I mean, it's
Mhm,
fun to maybe travel a little bit, but it's just cool to see, different parts of the state too,
mhm,
so
yeah, oh, for
very
sure.
cool.
Yep, and so I guess transitioning into the purpose of this podcast, so my, like, training up until like, my training, I guess my block up until this race has been, like, really perfect. I mean, knock on wood, like, I very rarely get a solid training up. Like, a lot of times I'll do like you've heard on the past couple big races I was training for, I'll do, like a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, trial race, like a, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a race,
A
like
training ring.
yeah, a training race. And I'll end up, like, almost injuring myself, not injuring myself, but, like, getting like, a niggle or, like, my knee hurts or my calf like, when my calf really hurt, like, I'll get things like that that happen in those races, and then it sets me back for the rest of my training plan. And so, like, even last year, this time, I hurt my knee at Dino Valley, the one I just paced at last weekend.
Mhm.
I did the 100K training for Rocky, and I, like, hurt my knee, remember? And I was like, "Well, do I, like, rest more?" And you're like, "Well, you can't show up with
Mhm.
one knee, like, you need 2." And so I was biking a lot going into Rocky, and then again, like, at the other one, high endurance was when my calf almost, like, exploded on the on the trail, and so then I was, like, biking leading up to Vermont, my big race, and so I've always felt like I'm, like, kind of I'm biking a lot, like, I'll get little injuries, that kind of like, at the very end of my training plan, and so this is, like, the first time that I'm doing, like, essentially, like, a 100-mile training plan that I am going into the race, like, pretty perfect. So,
Oh, man.
my body feels good. I've had a lot of long runs, so we'll talk about so I've had, like, a lot of back-to-back long runs, way more than I've ever had in the past, and have felt really good on them. So I guess we'll just, like, jump into the long run stuff. So, um, I mean, now that we're talking about it,
Yeah.
I guess my question for you would be, how do you incorporate, so let's say you're training for, um, like, a 100K 100-miler race. How do you incorporate your long runs? Do you do back-to-back runs? Do you do whatever works? How do you do that?
So, a lot of this has changed for me in just the last year, year and a half, because in the past, I just didn't have time, and we talked about kind of like,
Mhm,
time constraints with family and work and things like that. Um, I also think, like, I didn't really appreciate the long runs because I felt like I was doing pretty well with what I was doing, and actually, I was like, "Oh, I can run 100 miles on, like, training just for an hour a day," and, like, not to be, like, snotty about it, it was just like, I think I'm okay with not doing the long run,
mhm,
like, I'm getting away with it. And so, just, in the past year and a half, started my life has freed up significantly. I do have more time on the weekends or throughout the week where I can just spend more time running. And so, whereas before, I think I could have probably found it if I really wanted to, but again, I thought I was okay without it.
mhm.
So, that's just hindsight, especially after now kind of having a year or so where I've been incorporating the long runs, and I'm like, there's this quote, that goes something like, you know and I remember my college coach saying something similarly or saying something similar, that if you wanna be good at running, run. Like, run more. And, oh, it was I think I told you about this. It was some study that showed that people who perform well or better at I think this was related to a marathon. Like, it wasn't about the speed work they were getting in, it wasn't about the weight training, it wasn't about, like, all of these kind of little things, it was how long were their long runs? Were they getting their long runs in?
Oh.
Like, those long ones really are essential, and as I've been incorporating more long runs this past year, like, my racing just improved. Like, everything just improved, and so I'm kind of while I want people to feel like they can do big races and go the distance on less training, I have also just really started to appreciate the value of getting those long runs in. So, for me, long runs are typically, I d a lot of my training, I don't wear a watch or, like, I don't record, like, my workout. Like, today's
Oh,
treadmill
interesting.
session,
Okay,
I don't have a watch on the treadmill. I don't record it.
okay,
Like, the treadmill is telling me what I need to know, and
okay,
I'm good with that.
okay.
So a long run to me, like, I mostly am just wearing my watch to make sure I'm going the distance that I wanna go, and kind of everything else is, like, I'm not usually trying to, like, stay on a certain pace or, you know, hit any pace numbers, and maybe that's something that I could improve as well. Maybe I do need to have longer runs where at times I do hit paces.
Mhm.
I haven't done that yet. Um, so most of the time it's just, like, a long run in my head, probably starts at anything over 14 or 15
Okay.
miles. I I think, like, 12 is, like, good, not long, though.
Mhm. Yeah, like an
10 is good,
intermediate.
not long.
Yeah, yeah.
So, for some reason, it's just, like, these things I make up in my own mind. It's like, it probably needs to be over 15 miles if you're gonna call it a long run," and,
Yeah, I would say something similar.
um
I think in my head, that's what I
okay.
would think too. Because a lot of times during the week, I'll have an hour and a half. I actually have it, like, often, and especially in this last training, I'll have, like, 2 sessions during the week that are hour and a half, and they'll have that, like, steady state those, like, steady state blocks inserted into them, and they'll equal about 12 miles, like 11, 12 miles. So if I'm doing those
Mhm.
during the week, my brain has, like, shifted to that, like, 15, 16 is, like, where I think the long run starts in my brain.
And maybe it has to do with the amount of time as well. Maybe it's like, okay, an hour and a half is kind of like a daily thing, but,
Mhm.
like, you start hitting 2 hours,
Yeah, like over
and
2.
that's
Yep.
like
Yep.
that I need a weekend for that, like, I need a long run for that,
Yeah.
and so it probably has something to do with that as well. So something that I've really liked, I haven't been able to do as consistently lately, um, I typically can get 1 long run in a week, and that's usually on Saturday mornings, and I want like, since it's only once a week at this point, I want it to be at least 20 miles, at least, like, I wanna hit 20.
Okay.
If I hit 23, okay, fine, like, great, anything else is just candy on
Mhm.
top. But I'm a little bit frustrated because I really like the back-to-backs. Like, I love having a 20-mile day on Saturday and then, like, a 15, 16, 17-mile day on Sunday. Like, I think that is the golden ticket,
Yeah.
to just really having that endurance, and I think that's kind of what pushed me over an edge. For example, in 2023, I ran Habanero 100. I think I ran in 22 hours,
Okay.
and I think I got 2nd overall, 1st female.
Okay.
Great. Had a fun time. That's the year my feet looked so rotten. It was disgusting.
Before salty britches.
Before Salty Britches, which changed everything. The next year, I didn't the only thing I did was start doing these I would do double long runs, and I didn't even start those until, like, June, and the race was in August.
Okay.
So from June until my race in August, I had started running more. I took an hour off of my same race, same everything, same, so it's really easy to compare them. I took an hour off my time,
That's significant.
and I'm like, "That's
That's
significant."
significant.
When you're comparing the same race, like,
Exactly. The same race
it's
and
impossible to compare.
yeah, and more or less the same buildup, being the only other factor is inserting
Right.
another double like another run.
Right, and I kind of added in these marathons where I mean, I hadn't run a marathon in a very, very long time, so I didn't really know what I was gonna be able to do,
Mhm.
but I was really surprised at what I was able to do, and I think some of that came from those doubles as well.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely agree. So I think if you're doing anything under 100K, like if you're in like the 50K, 50 miles, I don't like would you agree that I don't really necessarily think that the doubles are as important? I think they play more of a role when you're into like the 100K plus range. I would say if like for a 50K, you don't need to do back to back like marathon days. For a
I would agree, except it did pay off in my marathon.
as far as your
So
time?
yeah.
Oh, okay. But just to
So
make
and
the
and
difference,
I
like, just, like, to make that distance, though. Like, if you're a beginner, right, and you're trying
Right,
like,
right, right.
if you're not trying to be better, you're not trying to, like, increase or get a faster time or, like, change that, but I think, like, to do the distance, to accomplish it, I don't think it's
Mhm.
necessarily super important.
No, but that's, like, the beauty of doing it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I guess, like, everybody has to evaluate where they're at, right? Like, is this, like, I'm trying to finish this race? Which a lot of times, like, the 100-mile race is that, like,
Mhm.
I'm just
Just
happy if I
just
can run
finish.
100 miles, I'm just trying to finish, let me do the training that's gonna get me to the finish line. But once you've done 1 or 2 that way, you start thinking like, "Okay, well, can I actually do better at this?" Or like, "How would I actually do my best rather than just finish?"
Yeah.
And that plays into the marathon as well. Honestly, like, you know, for myself and a lot of people, like, that is a finish race. Like, I'm just trying to finish this
Mhm.
until, like, you see what you can do, and then you
Mhm.
start, like, trying to develop some ways that you can train that are gonna help you do your best, and I think that was it for me.
Yeah.
Like, those doubles just changed a lot of things for me. Like, it was not just surviving anymore, it's not just finishing anymore. It's like I'm actually gonna perform much better
Yeah.
if I double up.
Yeah. You sort of went from that, like, beginner mindset to, like, an intermediate mindset where it's like, "Now
Yeah.
I know that I can do it. Now how do I do it better?" And then that would yeah.
Right, and I felt better, like and I think that's part of the process as well, even, like, you describing some of your training on your training programs. Like, you don't get to be an intermediate until you're a beginner first, like, and it's smart, like, you don't want to jump up
Mm-mm.
to intermediate, creating that foundation and building those beginner miles are gonna keep you safe for when you take the next step.
Yeah.
So, I don't think it's something that people should rush, but just know, like, it's there, and when you're ready, it's there,
Mhm.
and there is that next step. So, I think just being aware and kind of feeling out, like, "Okay, when am I ready? Have I put in the foundation? Am I ready for the next step?"
Oh, absolutely, and like you just said, that foundation is so important, and that's, I mean, where everybody starts. So, I was thinking about my last so, essentially, for this race coming up, I'm doing a 100-mile training plan again. I'm treating it as if it's a 100-miler, and so, the buildup so when I trained for my first 100-miler, it was literally a training plan that was, like, for beginners who just want to finish, right? And that was, like,
Mhm,
essentially the name of the training plan, and I remember going through it, and there were back-to-back long runs, toward the end of the training plan, like, as you're, like, getting to peak week and stuff, um, and I remember thinking, like, how challenging they were for me to do, so it would in and even at being, like, less miles than I'm doing now, so it would be something like a marathon, right, and then the next day would be like a 16 to 18 miler or something like that, and I remember thinking, not only mentally, but physically, like, that was pretty challenging for me. I remember going into that 2nd day feeling tired, um, and I don't know if it's maybe my nutrition that's just gotten better or I mean, like you said, like, you it's a foundation. I was building a foundation, which is why it probably felt challenging. So then now going into this race where this is now my 3rd 100-mile training plan, and I did multiple back-to-back weekends of high mileage, which I would have not been able to do, back to, like, when I was first starting this or even last year. Um, so, like, I was doing back-to-back marathon days. I did a 50K and then a marathon. I did the 50-mile race, then I did a pace Chris for another 50. Those were all sequential weekends, which is insane to me. Like, I would not have been able to do that before. So I think it is sort of it's a growing process, so you're not gonna start off doing that because I couldn't do that last year. I'm telling you right now, if you told me to do, like, a 50K and then a marathon the next day, I would've been like, "You're crazy." Or like a
mhm.
50-mile race, and then the next weekend that's what I had the next weekend. I would be like, that's insane. It's like 150 miles in a week. I can't do that. And, but you build those bricks and you build that foundation, and then, like, you realize that you do get that mindset where it's like, "Now I know that I can." So, like, how do I build? And you have to do it safely too, because again, there's always that, like, if you're playing devil's advocate, it's like every time you run marathons or 50Ks, I mean, you're putting a lot of stress. And a lot of marathoners will tell you, like, you don't run over 20 miles before the marathon, because if you run over 20 miles, that's putting your body under a whole lot of stress for something that you'll be able to run 6 miles more. Like, that's if you can run 20, you can do 26, right? And so,
Right.
there's always that part too where it's like you have to really slowly build and, like, trust your body and work your way up to being able to do those, like, back-to-back long
Mhm.
runs, which is
But I think a way that, people can build towards that, like, we're talking big numbers, which
mhm,
when I
which
just
is
hear you describing these runs you've put together,
yeah.
I'm just like, "What a runner." Like, it pumps me up so much to, like, hear you say what you're doing. I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, you're just such a runner." It's so
Crazy,
cool.
it's crazy.
It's great. It's awesome. It's just like, you are a runner.
Mhm.
Like, I can just picture you out there, just, like,
Yeah.
still going,
But
and
it's
it's just
taken me, like,
so
almost 2
fun.
years now to build that, and I was, like and I'm saying that as, like, I was a runner, I did CrossFit, I ran, like, not crazy numbers like I am now, but I was still running, and so even then, like, I
Mhm.
had a strong, like, fitness background, and even
Right.
from that still to here, like, it's taken me 2 years to get to the point where I can do, like, these 2, like,
Ugh.
and feel and still feel really good. So
Which sounds
it's
like a long
patience.
time, but, like, when you're constantly building, it's fun. It's like
Mhm.
you constantly see, you just like, "This is growing, I'm doing more."
Yeah.
Like, it's rewarding along the way, so it doesn't feel like, "Oh, I've waited 2 years for this." No,
Yeah.
I've seen improvement along the
Mhm.
way, and it keeps you going, but, I was just thinking how, like, for somebody who is still in working on their mileage, like, back-to-backs are a great way to even, um, on the lower range, like, if you're, you know, kind of like a 5-mile a day kind of person and wanna start building in back-to-backs, like, having a weekend of, like, a 10 and a 12 or like and this is a question for you, Megan. Do you typically, if you're doing back-to-backs, do you typically do the higher mileage the first day and then the lower mileage the second day?
Um, I in the past, I have. This training
Okay.
schedule, I haven't. I've done it the opposite.
Okay.
I'll do, like I had I'll have a 4-hour day, and then the next day will be like a 6-hour run. So it's actually
Okay. So
longer.
that's actually I think that's like another little
Mhm,
chink, like, you're
mhm.
doing the harder day after,
After when you're like
your
yep,
untired
yeah, and
legs.
that's only
So
been this past training cycle. The other ones, have been opposite, where it's been you do
well,
longer.
and you could do that on a smaller scale, like, put a 10 and a 12, put a 10 and a 15, and then flip it, right? Do your 15 and your 12, do
Mhm,
your 15 and your 13, like,
yeah.
you can just
Yeah,
really
you
take
can
these
play with
baby
it.
steps
It
along
doesn't
the
have to
way.
be the same every weekend. Like, it's
Right,
you
right,
know,
right.
it's just, I think the most important part is that you're getting the miles in. I think if you want that extra edge, then maybe you start thinking about how you place them. But, I just think in reality, it's just the if you're getting them in, then, like, that's the important part. Because I really do think that the long runs are the most important part of any training plan. Like, you can throw I don't do a whole lot of speed work. I do some quicker miles, like we said, like, some, like, steady state stuff, like that, like, 7, 8 RPE scale, like, effort. I don't do a whole lot of, like, really, really fast stuff. And so I think that out of, like, all of the runs in your week, like, the long runs are probably the ones you don't wanna miss if you're
Yeah,
doing yeah.
which is I've spent so many years, like, not getting to have them, and so
Yeah.
it's fun
And to
to,
see
like,
how,
start
like,
incorporating that,
phenomenal of a
and to
runner
see it.
you still were, and, like, yeah, like, it's only
Oh,
gonna get better from here.
well, I will tell you, Megan, quick little diversion
Mhm.
here, little tangent. I was on the starting line of the turkey trot this past week, and, oh my gosh, like, starting line drama at a turkey trot. I
Okay.
was like, "This is why I trail run, because there is no there's no starting line drama at the beginning of a 100 miler."
No.
And I was just, like, amazed. I was like, "Oh my gosh, like, get me out of here. I don't want to be
What was the
on this road."
drama? You have to tell us.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. So, okay, this is a question. Okay, so we're gonna talk road here for a second.
Okay.
Um, so 2 things. One is chip time versus gun time.
Mm.
It's a thing. Like, last year, the Woodlands Marathon, I missed out on a couple $100 and a place because they went off of gun time instead of chip time. And
Okay.
I had beat this other girl by, like, a minute, but they went off gun time.
So if you're, like, at the start line starting, it probably doesn't matter. But if you're back a little bit, is that where it kind of
Yeah, because 'cause
matters?
they're gonna go off the gun time, and if you're back and it
Then you're
takes
probably
you a
not even
minute to get
starting
up
your
to the
watch until
start.
you hit the start, right? So you don't even really know how much time it could take a minute.
Well, so typically the races will show you both. They'll
Okay.
show you gun time and
But
chip
at
time.
the
So you know
end but at
exactly.
the end, right?
Right, but at
Not
the
as
end,
you're
also,
running.
like, some of it is tricky because you're, like, obviously looking for people, like, "Oh,
Mhm.
there's a girl up there.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can go get her." Like,
Yeah.
there's a race
Yeah.
happening, right?
But then
So,
but even if you cross the line at, like, almost the same time, the second person could have started a minute back, and they think that they're winning, but they're not because you're have another minute added on.
for chip
If
time,
you
it
s
so what winds up happening, it depends. You need to know from the race
which
which
one?
one they were going to count. So, if it's gun time, you it's tricky because it's like, okay,
Interesting.
that makes me think I need to be towing that line then,
Yes.
because if this other girl is towing the line and I'm way back here,
Yeah, even if I
even
finish,
though I run faster than her,
she can still
she gets
win.
to beat me,
Man, I didn't even think about that. I don't think I'd ever thought
which,
about that
well, I hadn't until I
till
got
then.
kinda ripped off, and even looking back on it, I'm like, it's a tricky decision for races because obviously they want it to be a race,
Mhm.
and they want you to think like, "Oh, I need to go get that girl and race her," not some, like, kind of ambiguous time that, like, started ticking when you crossed
Yes.
the starting line. So I understand that, but it's really tricky at things like the family turkey trot, where it's like, I lined up with 2,500 people, and it's like, "Okay, I know I'm not the fastest one here." I mean, there's guys up there that are gonna
Yeah.
run 5-minute miles,
Yeah.
like, I should not be towing the line,
Yes. Right,
like,
yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
rude.
Okay,
Um
race etiquette.
Right. Meanwhile, I'm looking around me, like, I'm several, like, rows back,
Mhm.
still in a what I think is, like, positioned at
Yeah, like the
the
first third,
front-ish.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And, I got, like, grandpa pops and some chubby grandma, like,
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm like, you're not running a 7-minute mile or whatever." So some lady's up there with her stroller, a jogging stroller, and her kid, right by me, and I'm like, it does say in the race description, like, strollers and
In the
dogs go
back.
to the back, just like it's tricky because it's a hazard almost,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
So, whatever, I'm not gonna say anything until so it was the woman with the jogging stroller and her husband was, like, standing in front of the jogging stroller,
Okay.
and they start saying it's like, "Oh, they need to make an announcement about how slower people need to go to the back," and I'm like, "Wha surprised that you're saying that up here with this jogging stroller, right?"
Yeah.
So some guy next to me said, "Oh, well, strollers are supposed to be in the back too." And this guy, the dad, gets so mad. I mean, he fires up and he's like, "You don't know her. You don't know how fast she can go." Like, apparently she belongs up here, right? So I'm like,
Which is fine.
maybe. I mean,
Yeah, which is fine, but if you have a stroller, you can't.
dude, I've seen people with strollers win races. Like, okay, like maybe you're amazing. I do not know.
Yeah,
But the race did ask
for you to
strollers
go
to
in the
be at the
back.
back. So I would have, stuck up for that guy. So then I hear the wife tell the husband, she's like, "Okay, if you can just stick at an 8:30 pace." And I'm like,
Work your way
"What are you
work
doing
your
up
way to
here?"
the back.
I know. Anyway, so as it happened, this race came down to chip time versus gun time for me as well because I came in right behind another woman.
Mhm.
My chip time beat her gun time, but she came in
But
before
she came
me.
before you.
Yeah, so anyway, just tricky. tricky road,
Yeah, that's why I
racing
don't like
stuff that you don't have to deal with.
nope. Nope. I don't do that road stuff, which was actually when you said that, this is gonna, like, bring it back, the road versus trail stuff, do you do your long runs on trail, or do you run your long runs on road?
Mm, are you asking me
I'm
this?
asking you, yeah.
So,
If you're training
I
for
would
a trail race, not a
right.
marathon.
I would say I personally I probably do about I wanna say, like, 60/40, maybe 75/25 heavy on roads, and that is because I you can go faster
Mhm.
on the road and get the mileage in, and, I mean, even though I have more time, I don't have all
All the time.
day, and I need to get the 20 miles in faster
Okay.
a lot of times. I don't think that's right. I think you should do it on the trail. Like, you should definitely be and I actually have seen this show up for runners
Mhm,
that, like, thought they were really prepared and, did all their training on roads, and they just blew up on the trail.
mhm.
And it wasn't because they are not fit or they can't go the distance, it's
Yep,
because they couldn't handle the
yep,
trail.
it's different. The strain even,
Yep,
like, the strain it puts on your ankles, your knees, like, it's
yep.
all different. Yeah. No, I
However, I will say I get a lot of my daily on trail. So, like, a lot of the,
okay.
like, 8-mile, like, kinda 10-mile weekly stuff
Mhm.
is on trail.
Oh, well, that's
So,
good, yeah.
I get a little bit that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think you need to do some trail, and ideally mimicking what your race trail is going to look like, ideally, if that's possible.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, like, we're in Texas, like, you can't get the kind of mountain climbing elevation stuff that you would. Like, if I were to sign up for a mountain race, like, that would be hard. But yeah, but ideally, if it's possible, I think I personally have seen benefits, especially with this buildup, with doing my long runs on trail, on even if it's not a
Yeah.
crazy hard, just on even if it's gravel or, like, just something that's a little bit different than road, I think
Mhm.
is just that, like, gives you that little extra edge too in your training.
Well, we see that with the pros, like,
Mhm,
more and more. It's like they've been pointing that out, like,
mhm,
how specific their training is getting,
mhm.
and so many of them, like, roll in a month before the race or a couple
Yeah.
weeks at least and just spend, that last training week on the
Uh,
actual race
yep.
course, and so, as
I
amateurs, maybe we
was I was
can't do
gonna
all of
say,
that.
if only, like, that
I
was
know, right?
I don't have that kind of luxury, but that would be really cool. But yeah, they do that now where they'll go out a month, like, before and just run those trails
Mhm.
for the last, like, 4 weeks of their block. That'd be pretty cool.
Which is so cool, like, I love that, like, the pros in our sport are l like it's like the sport has taken the next
Yeah.
step too, and that's just one of the ways you take the next step, so we can, like, kinda scale that back for ourselves and be
Yes.
like, "Okay, like, what can I do to, like, actually be more ready for a trail?
Mhm.
In what little way?
Yeah.
Maybe I can't go live at the trail, but
Yeah.
I can use my trails more,
Yeah.
be on my trails
Oh,
more."
absolutely. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, like, during the week, like, you can't do trails every day. I mean, you could if you live by them, but
I
where
could.
I
I literally my trails are out my back door,
That's
I love it.
awesome. I wish I had that. Like, I don't have trails like that accessible. We have Abilene State Park, but it's small, and I'll go there for my long
Well, and you
runs.
have to drive there too, like, I
Mhm.
run out my door to my
Oh, yeah.
trail, so,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
so
it's
I'll
nice.
do my, like, during the week, miles will be on road. And again, like, that a lot of times that's like a usually it's pavement, but there'll be, some of, like, the recovery runs, like, the runs that are just, like, an hour or whatever. I might find, like, gravel to do it on, but, yeah, but I save my back-to-back long run days for a lot of times I will go to, like, the state park, or sometimes I'll drive. I used to drive more out to, like, an hour and a half, 2 hours to another, like, state park to get some miles in, but I've been a little bit lazier this time with the back-to-backs just because it's like, if I'm going out for, like, a 4-hour run and then a 6-hour run, I'm not gonna I don't wanna tack on an hour and a half each way. So, like, we're talking, like, 3 to 4 hours of driving time with that, then it's just, like, not what
Yeah,
I'm
I was
doing.
like, there's your whole day,
That's 10
so
hours of it, like, that's insane. I mean, it's not insane, but, like, but it's not gonna I'm not doing that every weekend. So I'll just go to
right.
the state park here, which the trails get kinda boring because 'cause you're just, like, doing them over and over and over and, like, looping them, but
Hey,
that's the
last
mental
man
I was gonna
standing.
say that's, like, the
You know?
mental, like, training aspect of it too is, like, it's really monotonous, and I'll do these, like, figure eights, I heavily in state park because they have, like
You're like, "Let me make this fun. I'm gonna go this way, and
and
then I'm gonna go that
I just
way."
do, like, these figure eights because there's, like, 2 or 3 hills, and they all are, like, parallel to each other, and they're, like, there's a they're, like, connect on the top and the bottom, so I'll just, like, figure eight them, like, going up, run across, going down, in the middle, going up, and I'll just do that, like, over and over and over just to get some elevation too. It's not a lot,
Mm,
um but yeah, I mean, you just gotta do what you gotta do to get some trails, just some trail time.
yeah.
I think, again, that's, like, that little piece that's super important too. Um,
Yeah, and I hadn't even thought to talk about that today, but I think I'm 100%, like,
yeah. If you
that's a
can get your long
that's a
run in
next
on a
step.
trail and you're doing a trail race, like, that
Yeah.
yeah, that's probably
So
ideal.
mhm.
So,
Yeah, good point.
yeah. But
Good point.
back to your turkey trot thing, I was just laughing in my brain about it. So they ended up running, they stayed up there. Your stroller?
Oh, no, I never saw them
Oh,
again,
okay.
stroller no, they're, like, running 8:30s, like, the people I'm trying to think the winning time was, like, maybe a 16
Mm,
something, so there were some fast runners there, like, an 8:30,
yeah,
get your butt back there.
that's too funny.
It was funny to me because 'cause I'm like, this is the kind of drama that you just never have to even deal with
Mm-mm.
on the trail, which is so lovely.
Mhm. Yep. And yeah, and I mean, especially, like, last man standing coming up, like, you just mosey on up. People, like, walk to start.
Well, I was a little bit it would be interesting to see what you have to say because I did think them doubling the entrance does kind of congest the area a little bit more
Yeah.
and, like, maybe congest the trail, maybe makes it a little bit more difficult to get around people if you need to, so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see if that causes any kind of issues at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. I'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay, so that's like I mean, long run, check.
Mhm.
I wanted just to ask you, like, what's the one, maybe 2, like, piece of recovery? Like, let's just talk recovery for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Like, especially coming off of these long runs, I
Mhm.
just think I mean, you can feel it. You can feel your body is tired and
Mhm.
worked, and you need to recover. So, maybe we can share just the 1 or 2 things that we find really beneficial right after those long runs.
Okay. I mean, number 1 for me is nutrition and, like, what I'm putting into my body within, like, the first couple hours of a run, for sure. Um, I am I don't know if my thinking is a little bit different because I come from, like, a strength mindset and background too, but for me, protein is, like, the essential. Like, carbs are super important, I get it for running, but the second that run is over, my brain, like, switches into, like, protein mode. Like, I am eating all the protein. Every single meal I eat, like, it's majority protein. Um, I think that's super important for muscle growth, and repair. And, yeah, so I would say when I go home, it's like a high protein meal. I'm drinking all the water, all the electrolytes if I need to, like, replenish. But it's like, what are the things that I can put into my body right now that'll do me good? That's, like, my first thought.
Okay, and does that change on the back to back? So let's say, you've got 1 long run done, but you've got a long run
Mhm.
tomorrow, and then you got nutrition on either side of both of those, like, is there any difference there, or does it kinda look the same, like, heavy
It's just
protein?
more. It's just, like, even more food in the back to back. So if it's like so I'm absolutely getting the same amount of protein that I would that's a non-negotiable for me, is, like, the amount of protein I'm eating. So that is, that, and then it's just even more carbs. It's like, how many times can I
Okay.
snack in the next 12 hours on protein and carbs? That and that's like yeah, that's what it looks like, and then after that second run, again, it's the same. It's high protein. it's just the in those back-to-backs, it's just, like, so much food in a short amount of time.
After the second one, so you've got both runs
Mhm.
done now. On the back end of the second one, you're not so carb
No.
focused, like, you can
Mm-mm.
kinda just you're both still.
No, no, yeah,
Okay.
no, you're right, yes, correct.
Okay, like, a little
Not as
like,
carb
you're not
focused.
'cause you're not fueling up for the next day
Yeah, no,
as
the
hard.
first
Okay.
meal after it will be heavy in carbs just to, like, replenish all the glycogen, like, everything that is now diminished. So I will, like, so the first meal or will be, like, carbs and protein, probably this first like, 2 meals maybe, but then it won't be, like, making sure, like, in the middle, you're, like, replenishing what you just lost, but also trying to fuel up for your next one. This one's more so just, like, you do your replenishing a little bit, and then you can kind of fall back into your normal, normal routine. So, but yeah, that would be, like, number 1 for me is, like, what you put into your body. That's I think the most important. And what else do I do? I'm not really one to, like, I don't take baths. Like, I know some people will take, like, baths and, like, salt bath and stuff. Um, I don't usually do that kind of stuff. I kinda just, like, get off my feet. Like, I just make sure
Mm,
that the rest of the day, like, isn't I don't know, like, I'm just taking it easy. I'm like, I have the foam rollers, I have, like, the recovery stuff, but I don't usually jump into that, like, right after the run. It's usually just, like, relaxing. It's just kinda, like,
watch a movie.
clearing the rest of the schedule for the day. Yeah, and just trying to, like, get off my feet as much as possible. Sometimes I'll, like, elevate them, but not really. Like, I don't really do, like, the foam rolling or, like, the massage gun or, like, those kinda, like, recovery tools until, like, a couple days after, like, a day or 2 after, if, like, things are sore.
Yeah,
Um,
okay.
yeah. But how about you?
Say pretty much the same. I guess I'm interested in I wish I could so I have a cold plunge at the gym, but I don't have one at my house until now.
Mhm.
I have my swimming pool that's gonna
Yes,
get
yeah.
pretty cold.
Mhm.
And so I might try like, I would really love to see how after those long runs, if you could cold plunge quickly,
Mhm.
if that does any I could see it helping,
Mhm.
which is why I would like to try it. It's a little bit inaccessible to me right now. Um, and I just guess I wanna add, there's a lot of times after my long runs that I jump straight into lawn work, or I jump straight into, like, cooking for everybody, or, like, I have to keep going,
Mhm.
and, I just wanna encourage people maybe in that same situation that's okay too,
Mhm.
like, probably would love to, like, watch a movie or hang out,
Mhm.
and sometimes I get to,
Yeah.
and I love that, but sometimes I don't, and, uh, I kind of just use it to make myself stronger. Or, like, maybe I didn't get to go on as long as a run as I wanted to, like, maybe I wanted to do 25, but I only got to do 20, but I have all this yard work, and so I am it's almost like my body's gonna keep working,
Yeah.
and so I get some of that toughness even though I didn't get to put in the same mileage, and that can be a good thing too.
Yeah.
So, I guess
That all
I
counts.
just
Like, it counts
yeah,
too.
and I just want people to think, like, sometimes it can be discouraging because you don't feel like you're getting to train like other people or even the way that you want, and so, just be careful about comparing your training to somebody else's, and give yourself some credit for the rest of, like, your maybe even your whole week, like,
Mhm.
if, you've got such a busy week that just being on your feet and getting things done and, that counts too,
Oh,
so
it absolutely does. I mean, like, all that time on your feet, that absolutely counts too. So if and like you said, like, if you can't just, I come from kinda like a very special situation. I don't have kids that rely on me. I don't have to cook for anyone. So I understand that, like, that is not probably the norm, or, like, a lot of people have, like, busy lives and things on the weekends. Like, for me and, like and my husband and I, like, our weekends are really chill. So So we don't have that, so I do kind of have that luxury of just, like, laying there and doing nothing, but like you said, like, if you don't have that, like, treat it as training in a sense, like, treat it as this
Mhm.
extra piece that, like, you get to that almost like you get to do to, like, better yourself, like, you get now you're gonna be on your feet doing things for longer, like, that's just adding to, like to your training, essentially.
Yeah, and I love that you and I are different in that
Yeah.
way too. It's like, hey, like, people can learn from you and the training that you do, and also, like, people everybody's in different
Mhm.
situations, and so it's good, you and I kind of represent some of that as well as, like, just 2 women who are making it work,
Yeah. Yeah. As long
doing
as
what
I think
doing what we
as long
can to.
as you're is that you're letting yourself recover too, because you can also be, like, really busy, but you can like, you need to sleep. Like, I guess we didn't even talk about that, like, sleep is a big thing, like, to make sure that you get after a long run especially, like, enough as much sleep as you can, like, I understand people are limited in what they can get, but if you're on your phone laying in bed for an hour before you're sleeping, like, you can sleep for that hour, or, like, that's an edge. So, I really do think that sleep is important too. I'll add that then. So that's, like, my 2nd.
Tell my kids that whenever if they think they have some little niggle or injury, I'm like, "Go to bed."
Yep.
Like, you're gonna wake up tomorrow morning, it's gonna be
Yep,
fine.
take a nap. But yeah, 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 so sleep too. I think that, because I mean, that's
Yeah.
where your body does all the work. Like you've done the work, but your body is, like, doing the work, repairing, getting stronger
Yeah,
as you're sleeping. So,
for sure.
um, yeah. So even if you are up on your feet all day afterward, doing what you gotta do, making food, doing all the thing, just make sure that, like, you're getting some, like, quality sleep that night. And yeah. That's my recovery.
Alright.
Eat and
Sounds good.
eat and sleep. Eat all the food, eat all
Yes.
the protein, and sleep.
I'm just imagining, like, how much food we both go through.
Oh my gosh. It's a monster amount. I
Like, compared to, like, somebody who's not doing this, like,
and not even I
"Oh, we're
eat
not
all day
all
long.
eating?"
I literally eat just all day. It's amazing the amount of food that I could put away.
Yeah.
But yes, it's important. So, yeah. You got any more long run stuff?
No, I think we're good. Little hopefully just provided some perspective and a few tips.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Get people through a long run.
is it quote time?
It's quote time.
It's
Are you
quote
ready?
time. Yeah, I think so. I will say I was having difficulty I was having a lot of difficulty finding the quote this time, and I don't know
Yeah,
why.
Megan was glad I was late because she
I
needed
know, you were like, "I'm running
time
5
to
minutes
find
late." I'm
the
like, "Thank
quote.
God, I'm still trying to find a quote." It's like I probably went through 100 of them, and I couldn't find anything that I liked.
Oh, okay, well, it's gonna be good then.
Yeah, hopefully, yes. So this is actually I was in such a struggle that I was like, "How can I get, like, an inspirational something like, that I was Googling, I was on all the things, I couldn't find anything that my brain really liked, and then, I was like, "Oh, my husband has this book." So, you probably heard of it 'cause it's super popular. It's called The Daily Stoic. Um,
Oh, yes, my boss loves
yeah, The
that.
Daily
We should
Stoic. So, I was like,
I should get
"Oh,
her that for
maybe I can find"
Christmas.
yeah, so I was like, "Maybe I can find something in that book." And so I was going through and I did find one, and because I think I was just, like, in this, like, back last man standing, like, mindset all day because I was, like, started the snacking. So I was like, I wanted something that, like, reflected that, and I couldn't find it, and I think I found it in here. So, this is from the Daily Stoic. The title of it is called "The Obstacle is the Way," and it says, um, "While it's true that someone can impede our actions, they can't impede our intentions and our attitudes, which have the power of being conditional and adaptable. For the mind adapts and converts any obstacle to its action into a means of achieving it. That which is an impediment to action is turned to advance action. The obstacle on the path becomes the way." Deep, right?
Well, it's making me think about my yard work.
Mhm.
Like, that was an obstacle to getting my 25 miles, but it made me strong in so many other ways that it actually became, like, a catalyst for being stronger, which is what I was trying to do.
It absolutely does. So, like, you just have to, like, rethink or refocus your mindset. So, like, you start thinking about obstacles as, like, "This is can make me better. If I think about this differently, this can make me better." Right? So it's and it gives you a bunch of examples. Like, this actually is a pretty cool book. So it gives you the quote, and then it sort of explains it a little bit, like in
I'm buying it right
yeah, like in, like, normal, like, human words.
now.
Yeah, and it even it's like you can apply it to any aspect of your life. It doesn't even have to be running. It's like any obstacle. It's like, um, for example, like it talks about if an employee makes an expensive mistake, there's a chance to teach a valuable lesson. If someone hurts you, it's a chance to practice forgiveness. If something is hard, it's a chance to get stronger. And so it's just like you just have to think of like these obstacles that get thrown in your way, whether and then how is it teaching you it can teach you patience. If you're sitting in traffic, like I can practice patience right now. And it's just like these little things where you just refocus your mind on like there's like something hard or difficult or challenging or whatever it is that's thrown in your way because that's life and that's going to be 100 times every day. And it's like how can you take that and just rethink the way you think about it into like this is making me better. On my hard runs, my super hard runs where I'm like the second day and I'm like man, I like really want this to be done. I'm like, I say to myself, this is making me stronger. Those are literally like that's like my mantra words.
Mm.
It's like this is making
I like that. Oof.
so
I love that mantra.
mhm. Yep, this is making me stronger. Or if like I'm
Writing it
going up
down
a
because it's
hill.
so simple, but it's like,
Yep.
if you could just tell yourself that in these situations, it's like, yeah, like, that's what we want. We
Mhm.
wanna be stronger.
Yeah.
It's like we, trick ourselves into thinking that we don't have to do the difficult thing to get stronger
Yeah.
or, like, the right difficult thing, like you said, like, sitting in traffic, like, I don't wanna do this, but if I have the right attitude and perspective, I
Mhm.
can actually become
Yeah.
a better
I can
person just
just
for sitting in
practice
traffic, like
patience and practice yeah, and just like
yeah.
yeah, this past weekend I was up in Ohio for Thanksgiving um, visiting my mom, and it was, like, really, really bad weather up there. Super cold. It was, like, sleeting and hailing and raining. It was, like, 50-mile-per-hour steady winds.
Oh,
It was insane up there, and I still had my runs to do. It was, like, my first week of taper, so I had, like, hour runs and so I went out in the weather in 50-mile-per-hour winds getting, like, hail, like, little Dippin' Dots thrown at my face, and I telling you, I said that to myself so many times, I'm not even lying, I said, "This is making me stronger. This is making me stronger," and it was
I'm
like, "Yep."
I'm bumper stickers of that. I just feel like traffic and people are have been so gross, and it's like, we just need to remind ourselves, like, that we can become better and stronger if we do the right thing,
Mhm.
right? Like, you're not gonna get stronger if you know,
Yeah.
don't learn the lesson or don't use the obstacle. If you only see the obstacle,
Mhm.
that's not gonna help
Yeah.
you. It's probably gonna stop you.
Yeah.
Whereas if you take that obstacle and make it like, your jumping off point, you're gonna go so much higher.
Make
Oh
the
my gosh, I
obstacle a
really love this
hurdle. You
idea.
gotta make the obstacle a hurdle that you just have to
Mhm.
figure out
Instead of like
how
a
to get
wall.
over it. You just gotta figure out how to get over it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
So,
Very cool.
yeah, it's a good one. So,
I like it. Good work, Megan. You
yeah.
found a good one.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess that's it. We're
Yeah.
at an hour, so we're gonna wrap up. And yeah, I mean, that's it. I'll talk to you. I'm sure our next episode will be like a recap,
Heck yeah, man. I know.
a little last minute standing recap.
How how it goes, but I'll definitely wanna hear just, like, everything that you went through out there and how you put it all together, so
Awesome, and that's
alright, the
perfect
dogs need you,
timing.
I can
I
hear
was gonna
them.
say perfect
Yeah, they're
timing.
like, "We're we need you."
I'll see ya.
Alright, cool. See you, Megan.